Okay, friends, today we're playing this game right here, Back to the Future on the NES by LJN Games. It's actually one of the more hated video games that's ever been made, but I don't know, over the years, it's kind of grown on me. It's a terrible adaptation of my favorite movie, but as an NES game, I mean, it's a challenging runner. As long as you kind of divorce yourself of the desire to critique this based on the movie, I don't know. It's it's hard for me to call it fun. It's not terribly fun, but it is challenging, and I don't know, it's a game. It's the best I can say about it. We're going to be playing this on an emulator, but for the sake of the piracy nuts out there, I do own this game. Yeah, I was just tempted to blow in it, but A, that doesn't really work, and B, it especially doesn't work if you're playing on an emulator, so here we go. If you've never played this game before, and if you've never played this game before, good for you. The object is just to get from one end of the street to the other. You're just running. In your way will be a number of enemies that make no sense for a Back to the Future game, like guys holding panes of glass, hula hoop girls that throw heat-seeking ninja stars, hundreds and hundreds of bees. And then there are the enemies that do make sense for a Back to the Future game, like the bullies. I like to think that they're all Biff Tannen. They found a way to work Biff Tannen into this game, and that's what it was. Maybe they're either all Biff Tannen or they're all members of the Tannen family, because Marty seems to find no end to the members of the Tannen family. You have two timers. One is just a traditional numeric countdown timer, starts at 200, goes at a breakneck speed, works its way down to 0. If that happens, you die. The other one is the photo from the movie of you and your sister Linda and brother Dave. That disappears gradually throughout the level. And if that disappears all the way, you die. But you can collect clocks and restore it. It's really confusing having both. You're going to find that there are a lot of things you have to pay attention to while you're playing this game. So 2 different timers that work on 2 different systems is just confusing, distracting, and annoying. I wish it was just the photo, since the photo ties into the movie better. But maybe they thought that was too easy. Could have just put less clocks around. That would have made it more challenging. I don't know. In general, I would have loved to have known like what LJN was thinking across the board when making this game. Like, I would have loved to have been in the writer's room while they were popcorning out ideas on a whiteboard or something, like, hey, we have the license to Back to the Future. What do we do? What are you thinking? What pops in your head when you think Back to the Future? What are the most iconic things? Obviously, we're thinking bowling. Obviously, we're thinking bees. But what else you got? I don't know. Actually, I should also mention, I found it, I'm pretty new to recording gameplay, so I tried it. I found it was really distracting playing the game and listening to the music and talking at the same time. So I turned off the music for myself. Hopefully you can hear it. So I really can't hear anything going on in this game, which is not bad because the music in this game is just awful. I think it's supposed to be Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, but I don't recognize it at all. Apparently there was some kind of bug where the music in this game was sped up, and I guess because it's so fast, A, it's monotonous, but B, it doesn't sound anything like the Power of Love. I don't know, there's a ROM hacker named Packensack Dave who made a version of this where everything is slowed down to its original intent, and I still don't recognize it as the Power of Love. I honestly can't even tell you what part of the song it's supposed to be. Maybe if somebody wants to make a video where they overlay the CD music with this, just so I can get a better idea, I'd be grateful for that. There's also a scene in Back to the Future 2 where old Marty is playing The Power of Love on his guitar, and Jennifer stops to give that cringy look because he's, I don't know, bad. And I don't recognize that as The Power of Love either, so maybe it's just me. Oh. The only other song in the game is Johnny Be Good. And that's still pretty good. I mean, it's sped up, but there's very little you can do to make Johnny B. Good a bad song. It's awesome. Props to Chuck Berry and his brother Marvin. Sorry, cousin Marvin. Your cousin Marvin Berry. As the stage freezes, if you're caught jumping and you're all the way up, maximum height, they'll give you 900 points. Anything less than that, they just dock points. But we can use all the points we can get because the later stages of this game are ridiculously difficult. So you clear 4 running stages, and then it's time for a boss stage. And it just so happens that the hardest boss stage is first, and that's Lou's Cafe. This was an iconic scene from the movie, but most of the people who hate this game hate it because of the difficulty of this stage. You have 99 of Biff's very best friends, all eager to commit assault against you, because Biff is such a popular guy. You only need to hit 50 with these milkshakes in order to progress to the next stage. Ugh! That's a problem. That's the Thriller jacket. A lot of people give this game a lot of crap because of what Marty looks like. You know, that he doesn't look enough like Marty in the movie. But it was the NES. Just about nothing looked right. I don't know. Honestly, Marty in this game has kind of a black sleeveless V-neck vest. Sunglasses. And that makes a lot of sense for Southern California. I know Hill Valley is a fictional town, but you know what doesn't make a lot of sense for Hill Valley, California, or Southern California? Would be the red t-shirt underneath a white button-up shirt, underneath suspenders, underneath a jean jacket. Wow, I'm amazed I got that. Underneath a red down vest, which is what Marty wore in the film. Where I'm from, that's dressing for snow. Not a lot of snow in Southern California. Ever. So anyway, now, no more jive talking. It's time they met the real Apollo Creed. Lightning fast, hard to catch. You have to kind of get your vertical alignment down. And just keep your cool. Try not to get distracted by the fact that you're recording this and talking. That'll throw you off. Somewhere around the 35 mark, they're going to start throwing pizzas at me, which I guess is supposed to be a bad thing. I don't know. Somebody started throwing pizza at me, I'd be living my best life. And I challenge anyone watching this to take me up on that. Waitress brings you an extra super milkshake that you can use to clear the whole screen. You have to be really judicious about it, though, because you don't get that many of them. And you can accidentally hit her, and then she won't bring it to you. So be careful of that, too. Alright, like I think I said before I got cut off before, you only need 50. So I think we've hit enough of them at this point. No matter what happens from here on out, we've cleared the stage. We did lose a life, though, which is awful. Because later in the game, we're really going to need every life we can get. They tried to trick me there by sending out a slower one and then sending the faster one out afterwards. They're very intelligent in this game. See, I really can do very well at this. It's a shame that I got knocked out so early last time. Or at all. We're about to get a perfect score. And there you have it. Okay. Now we're on to the second stage of runners. The streets change color to let you know where in the game you are. At this point in the game, I stop referring to them as bees, and now they're wasps. They're going to rank up as we go through the game. But as you go through the game, they get smarter, they get more vicious, and they get better about tag teaming you. So the best you can really do is just stay low to the screen, especially if you have the skateboard. The enemies will spawn towards the top, so if you're lower on the screen, you'll have more time to react to them. Another tip I could give would just be to practice. Open this up in an emulator, make some save states, and just practice and practice, because the really crummy thing about the difficulty of Lose Cafe is that most people tend to lose the bulk of their lives there. And then when they're confronted with something new, like say the second boss stage, they've already lost the bulk of their lives, so you lose once while you're figuring out what you're supposed to do, and then that's it. But really, until we clear the enchantment under the sea dance, which is the third boss stage, the game doesn't really ramp up to the kind of difficulty that we had in Lose Cafe for a while, so they ease back a little bit. The second boss stage is nothing. Same with the third. I say that, and I'll probably lose like right away. But speaking of how Marty's dressed, I'd love to get an action figure or something of Marty in this game. They did it with Friday the 13th on the NES. He had the purple jumpsuit and the turquoise mask. Whoa. I was kind of bummed I didn't buy that figure too, because it's worth like $200 or something now. At least the last time I checked on eBay. And that's an equally bad game, also by LJN, so... It's amazing that people were nostalgic for that, but not this. Or that at all. Another thing that would be cool if they acknowledged this would be in a comic book or something. If I was thinking Marty could have his "Mom, I had the worst nightmare" scene. He could say, I was being attacked by hula hoop girls. People carrying panes of glass. Bees. I would think that was hilarious. A lot of people would probably get angry with it. This game brings out a lot of rage in people. Mostly just because of how difficult it can be. Whoa. Might also be cute if in a comic book Marty just casually mentions, you know, an allergy to bees or something. Just anything to tie, like, to give some kind of reason for why I'm being pelted with wasps in this game. Alright, we're now at the second boss stage. Lorraine is going to throw hearts at us, and it looks like you have to collect them, but I guess you're really blocking them with this textbook or something. I don't know. It's pretty easy. You just up and down your controller, following the hearts. Don't look at Lorraine. Don't look at how many you've collected or blocked or whatever. Just look at the hearts. Try not to get distracted by anything. They put that super cliched E equals MC squared on the chalkboard. There's a photo of, I don't know, it looks like a snowman in the top left. Bunsen burners on the table. Just ignore all of it. Just keep your eyes laser focused on these hearts. Just like Lose Cafe, you need 50, but really it's 100, because I think 2 hearts counts as 1. Perfect score is 99, so I guess that's 200-ish. Maybe 198, I don't know. There's really no context for this at all, so I don't know, it's kind of weird to me. It makes no real sense, but I guess if I was making a Back to the Future video game, somewhere around this point in the story, I'd want to point out that Marty is trying to repel Lorraine's affections, so I guess it makes some sense. I don't know. But yes, we got another perfect score here. At this point in the game, I stopped referring to them as wasps, and they're now murder hornets. They get crazy. Also, the streets change color again. Now they're orange. I don't know, maybe that means it's like sunset or something? I don't know. Honestly, the streets are probably just getting red with blood from all of the murder hornets around killing people. Or maybe they're only attacking Marty. They don't seem to be bothering the hula hoop girls and the bullies. Kind of makes me wonder, when we started having issues with murder hornets in America, if anybody thought to use bowling balls to stop them. It's an out-of-the-box solution, but it's a solution nonetheless. Whoa. See, at this point they start... See, previously in the game, the bees would just kind of swoop in, go for a run, and if they missed you, they missed you. But now, they try to get right in front of you, see which way you're going to dodge, and then go that way. Like I kind of advised before, stay low to the bottom of the screen. At this point in the game, the bees will start to kind of try to flank you, like they'll swoop off screen and then come out from underneath you, so you really have to be careful. But if you're on the skateboard, you should be able to outrun them. You just have to kind of keep an eye out, especially for the ninja stars, because those, you'll think you've passed them, and then those come out from nowhere, bottom of the screen. Whoa. I got lucky a few times in a row there, so I'm not that mad, but I really got to get the skateboard back because we need it going into the enchantment under the sea dance. Once we clear that stage, it becomes a lot more difficult to get it back, and you really need it. Come on. Can we take a second to acknowledge how much of an incredible athlete Marty McFly is in this game? I mean, just look at how fast and how far he can throw a bowling ball. And before you say maybe he's rolling it, he's really not, because he's killing bees with them. So it's got to be in the air. He can also jump, not only really far, but also kind of defying gravity off to the sides. Oh, I was really hoping it was the dance, because I'm low on clocks. And he can run an endless amount without getting tired. Maybe this is why Doc Brown picked him to save all in space and time with him. Whoa! Just in case you were looking for an origin story for that. They have one in the comic books, but I never really liked it. It's kind of based on this premise that Marty's a lot smarter than I think he really is. Come on. We're actually pretty close to 100 clocks, and when you get 100 clocks, they refill your photo no matter where it is, so gotta try to prioritize getting them here. Come on. Oh! Okay, I really wanted to throw the controller there. I'm using a Famicom dog bone controller. Famicom, you know, Japanese import controllers only have like 1.5 foot controller length, which is why I picked it, because I'm right on top of the computer. But if I threw it, it would just smack me right in the face, like come right back. So if you're gonna rage quit and throw a controller, make sure it's wireless. That's my tip of the day to you. Alright. We're here at the dance. It would be great if I could hear the music on this, because I really love Johnny B. Good. But I'm not musically inclined. I don't know how to talk about notes. So that's a regular note. A lowercase b is a low note, and a hashtag is a high note. So you just put your controller up, down, or in the middle, just based on whatever's coming your way. Even if it looks like that low note is going high, it's always going to go low. The only way they can really troll you here and make this difficult is putting low notes and high notes on opposite sides of you back to back. Because it can be really difficult, like this, to get your controller in the right place in time. It's okay. Wow. George and Lorraine kiss here. In the movie, it happens after Earth Angel, but we won't split hairs. It's an iconic scene from the movie. I'm glad they found a way to work it in. And our photo will refresh, which is good. Although I think we were doing okay with that thanks to the 100 in the last stage. We really need the skateboard. So do we have the bowling ball? I know we don't have the skateboard, but no, we don't have the bowling ball either. At this point in the game, I stopped referring to them as Murder Hornets, and they're now Terminators, because they will absolutely not stop ever until you are dead. We can call them B-1000s. I was thinking about that because I was thinking, like, what would LJN be up to today if they were still in business? And 100% they would have invented Skynet. Because here's how it would have happened. They built this amazing artificial intelligence for the bees in this game in 1989. So if they were still around all these decades later, they would have just been iterating on it over and over again, making it smarter and smarter, until eventually the military would have come to them with an offer for a defense contract, and they would have been like, hell yeah, we'll make a defense grid. And then we would really hate LJN because of our robot overlords, and not because of their crappy movie adaptations. So that's at least something to think about next time you complain about this game. Come on! The bullies get a lot smarter too now. They can be B-800s. Forget the Tannen family. Marty's greatest enemies are bees and potted plants. Hula hoop girls with ninja stars. Haven't seen the guys with the glass in a while, actually. I know I just killed one, but I mean prior to that. I feel like it's been a while. Come on, okay. So now I think we have 2 stages left. We have the bowling ball, we've had it for a while, so they should offer me the skateboard pretty soon. I'm really bummed out that we lost a life in Lou's Cafe, because otherwise, I don't remember losing any others. I have beaten this game without dying before. I tracked that in Retro Achievements, and I have, I guess, their equivalent of the Platinum Trophy for getting all the trophies in the game, but would have been nice to do it while being recorded. I'd say we're pretty much a shoo-in for clearing the game at this point. Whether or not we actually get Back to the Future is anybody's guess, because you only get one attempt in that final boss stage, and if you don't make it, it doesn't matter how many lives you have at that point. You're just back to the beginning of the game. Come on. Okay. Okay, so now we will start the last running stage with the skateboard, which pretty much makes it a lock. But if we didn't have it, you really only get like 1 hit that you're allowed to take, maybe, on foot to clear the stage. So they demand perfection of you at LJN Toys. But honestly, most NES games just weren't meant to be beaten. I think, like, I don't know, I at least didn't have like a ton of games, so you kind of needed to play the ones you had over and over again, and if you beat them, you might not play it again. Maybe that was what their reasoning was. I don't know. That, and they didn't have all the space in the world on the cartridges to make like 20 levels, so I guess they just had to make the 4 they had that much harder. Okay. Whoa, she threw that star fast. I don't actually really know what the ninja stars are supposed to be, but I'm sure they're not really ninja stars. Okay. We now have to gun it to the clock tower. There's going to be lightning bolts hitting the ground, but as long as you hit the connecting hook on the wire going exactly 88 miles per hour, the second the lightning bolt hits the tower, everything will be fine. One of the things that I stop and wonder often is if I'm going 88 miles an hour now, any one of these lightning bolts should be able to take me back to the future, but LJN didn't really think about that. Come on, please, please. And we have successfully made it back to the future. This was fun, a little challenging. It was very hard trying to talk and play at the same time, especially considering how difficult this game is, but I don't know, maybe we'll do it again sometime. There's a bunch of Back to the Future games. A bunch of them are pretty bad. Maybe we could play one of the better ones. And then there's like a whole library of other video games that are much better than the Back to the Future games that we could play. So, who knows? Maybe we'll try something. But until next time, thank you so much for watching.